Hello and welcome to the third installment of my DC Comics inspired makeup series. This week we are taking a look at Two-Face himself, Mr. Harvey Dent, and Caitlin Snow, otherwise known as Killer Frost. This is probably my favorite looks of the series that I've done, so I'm really excited to share them with you. Let's start with Harvey Dent because, spoiler alert, he is actually probably my favorite DC character out of all of them. Now originally I was going to do this look kind of based more off of the Batman Dark Knight Aaron Eckhart kind of look, but I've actually done a video in the past on my channel with a half-burned face, so if you want to know how to do that, I will link it down below so that you can see that. But for this video, we're going to go with more of the cartoon version of Two-Face and make it really super glam. So what I've done so far here is I started the look with my eyebrows already done, and then I put on a silicone primer, and then I put foundation on this half of my face that I'm working on right now. That is going to be my good half, if you will. And then I put some concealer under my eyes, blended it out, set it with powder. Then I put an eyeshadow that's a little bit darker than my skin tone in my crease just to create some definition there. And then I just put some blush on, and what I'm doing right now is I am contouring my face because you know Harvey Dent is a babe, so he's contoured to the max naturally, so I gotta work hard to get to that level. So I'm just really going ham on that contour on my forehead and on my chin just to really make sure that I'm here for this. Now I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, and then I apply a little bit of brown eyeliner just to my top lash line. I don't really have good footage of that for some reason. See, that's all I got. I don't know what to tell you. And then I go in and I put on a lot of mascara. You could put on some natural false lashes if you wanted to, but this time I decided not to. And yeah, now I'm just putting on a light highlighter on that side, and that's it. You're good to go on the good half of Harvey Dent's face. Now I have this cream Halloween palette, and basically what I've done here is I scooped out some of the blue face paint, and I'm just mixing it up with some of my foundation, and then I'm taking this foundation brush, but it looks like a paintbrush, and I'm going to use that to paint this concoction on my face. Now the reason I decided to do it like this is because I've used these Halloween cheapy cream makeups before, and I don't like them by themselves. So by mixing it with one of my favorite foundations, I thought it would improve the consistency and make it easier to use, which it did. It's much easier to use. Also, with Harvey Dent kind of being the way he is, I didn't want it to be full blue. I wanted it to be patchy, something gross had happened to me and my skin was all gross, and I didn't want it to look perfect. So that's why we just kind of mixed it, and we're just kind of painting it on sloppily, and I definitely have a color difference between the two halves of my face, but it's not even perfect. I don't look like a cartoon character, you know? So right there, what I was doing was sacrificing my beauty blender and just kind of blending it all out to make sure that it did look even, basically even. And then taking some of that blue cream from the palette and using that to contour a little bit. And right now, what I'm doing is I took one of these triangular cosmetic sponges, and I ripped up the end, and I'm dipping it into the blue, the green, and the purple from this cream palette, and it doesn't even really show up on camera enough. It doesn't do it justice like it does in real life. And I'm patting it on my face, and what this does is it creates the look of little veins just under the surface of your skin, and it just kind of makes it look more like I said before, there's something wrong with you, there's something gross going on in your bloodstream, and that's what's kind of messed up your face and why you're blue. And like I said, it doesn't really show up on camera enough, but it looks really great in real life. Now moving on to my eyes, I'm just doing the thing that you've seen me do a million times now, putting on a black base, and then the best blue eyeshadows I could find in my collection were from this Wet n Wild Poster Child palette, and like you see me do a million times, we're taking the lightest blue shade and then building up to the darkest blue shade in my crease, and then taking that darkest blue shade and just kind of patting it all over my eyelid so that I have this nice blue smoky eye. And then I'm also taking that same dark blue and kind of bringing it under my eye a little bit, on my lower lash line, just kind of create that really great cat eye shape. And then we're just going to skip through me doing my eyeliner here because, again, you've seen me do my eyeliner a million times, and yeah, that's how it looks. And then I'm going to take that dark blue that we just patted all over my eyelid and use it to kind of intensify my cheek contour, my nose contour, all of my contours. I will let you know that because this cream is mixed in with my foundation, and it made my foundation extra creamy, and therefore blending any kind of powder on top of it was very difficult, but I made it work. Now we're just curling my lashes, applying some mascara, and putting on this crazy pair of fake eyelashes. I also tight lined my upper and lower waterline in there somewhere, I believe. And now I'm putting on a white highlighter. It's actually the Essence eyeshadow in Snowflake, and I'm just putting it really intensely on my cheekbone and in my tear duct there. And for some reason, I didn't realize that I was leaned out of frame here, but to draw my crazy mouth, all I did was take a dark red liquid lipstick, draw out the shape, and then filled it in with a little bit lighter of a red liquid lipstick, just so it, like, blended and ombre'd nicely. Of course, you can draw it up and do that whole teeth snarl thing like he has in the cartoon if you want to, but I decided not to. Now, let's switch gears and go into a Killer Frost. This is one of the looks in this whole series that I was the most excited to do, and I really like how it turned out. So I'm just doing that same sort of thing with the blue cream makeup mixed in with my foundation and painting my whole face with it this time. Again, started with my eyebrows already done. And yeah, just, you know, you're not done until you look kind of like a Smurf. You're obviously going to want to blend it down to like where your shirt would meet your visible skin, but I decided not to do that just because I was only doing my makeup for this video, right? So like, why bother? And then I remembered that I owned the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Peacock and was like, why haven't I been contouring with this for this video? So I went and grabbed that, and that's what I decided to contour my face with there. And then it wasn't really quite intense enough for me, so I went over it with that dark blue eyeshadow from the Wet n Wild palette again, and it was hard to blend out again, but once I got there, it looked pretty rad, if I do say so myself. You're going to want to take that contour on your jawbone, down the sides of your nose, up on your forehead as well. Like, really just contour everything, because why not? For my eyes, I'm using that NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil as my base instead of black this time, but then I'm doing the same thing I did on the blue half of Harvey Dent, so with the same eyeshadow palette and just kind of going from the lightest blue building up to the darkest blue and really building up that smoky eye. And for some reason with this dark blue shadow all over my lid, I guess it's the NYX base, but it looks really like iridescent and pretty. Like, look at that, it didn't look like that before. I don't know, but it looks rad this time. And then I don't know how I did it, but for some reason my wings turned out really intense, but it was okay because I just took that dark blue again on like a little brush and blended out the bottom there, and I actually think it looks really great. It's very, very dramatic, but I think it works for this look. So I'm tightlining my upper and lower waterline there, and then curling my lashes and putting some mascara on. And then, do you remember this Revlon eyeshadow palette that I bought last year for the Elsa makeup tutorial? We're going to pull that out again, and we're going to take that white shade that's kind of bluey, it's very, very icy, and we're going to build that up on my cheekbone. So I got that straight up icy looking highlight. And then what I did before I shot this was I took a pair of my Ardell falsies and I took some white nail polish and kind of put a little bit on the end so that they look frosted or like icicles or something. I really thought it was going to look nice, and I actually really think it turned out really well. And then I have these sparkles from Revlon, and I'm just kind of brushing that on the lower water, or not the waterline, but the lower lash line there where I put all that blue eyeshadow, just to kind of add a little oomph to my eyes. And then I took the NYX eyeshadow in Frostbite and used that in my tear duct. For some reason, I didn't have any footage of me applying my liquid lipstick, but this is the black one that I've worn in almost all of these videos now. DC characters really wear a lot of black lips, don't they? And now I'm just doing that thing that I did in the Harvey Dent video where you just take like a really messy sponge and you dip it into like the dark blue, the dark purple, the dark green, and you kind of just stipple it around your contour and stuff to create that sort of veiny look to your skin, especially with Killer Frost and her story. It really makes sense here. Now I'm just taking a blue liquid lipstick, patting it into the inside of my mouth here to create a blue ombre look. And then I thought I could do something a little extra, so I went in with the sparkles that I used on my lower lash line and added that to my lips as well. So I had an ombre sparkly lip. And that is the completed Killer Frost look and the completed Harvey Dent look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you have any requests for future videos, please let me know. I would love to make that for you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!